learners, welcome to session 6 of Win 6. That is the final and the last section and the last unit in this course. So session 6, we are looking at implications of using assessment for learning. What are the implications of using assessment for learning? You can recall that throughout this Win 6, we have discussed how to use assessment formatively, also that is using information to make changes to instruction to support the learning of students. So in particular, in this session, you'll be introduced to some implications of using assessment for learning in your mathematics classroom. At the end of this session, you should be able to state some implications for using assessment formatively in mathematics classroom. Also discuss the role of students in classrooms where they are to be at the center of assessment, because the students are the center for the assessment. So what should be the student's role? So implications of engaging in formative use of summative tests. So in the following, we will discuss some implications of all that have been discussed in this module to your classroom practice. So sense learning, in the first place, sense learning is carried out by the students with the teacher as a facilitator. It is prudent that they are actively involved in the assessment process. You conduct assessment, and the reason is that you want to assess your student. With that note, you should allow the student to take part, actively involved in that. So that is to say that the rule of the game should be made known to the student. Should inform the student about the rule of the game. This means that scoring scheme should be shared with students so that they know explicitly what you are looking for when assessing their work. Give them maximum attention to what is expected of students when performing mathematical tasks in the form of marking criteria, and this can help all students to know how to approach and present their work so that they all have a better chances of scoring and also equal opportunity. So you should let the student know, okay, your criteria you are going to use to mark, let them know. Again, assessment is an ongoing process and not an event. As such, assessment should be embedded in nearly every key stage of the instructional process. This means that you should plan for assessment in your lesson so that it serves a useful purpose personally and for your student. So in your when you are planning your lesson notes, make sure that you include your assessment based on your lessons you have. They are very necessary. An implication of this is that assessment should not be seen to occur only at the end of a lesson, but throughout the lesson using various techniques. And you know the various techniques: either question and answer, observation, short tests or exercises, written, reflections, etc. So use multiple assessment techniques, and it should be ongoing, not only at the end of the semester, test or period. The third one is that there's a need for designing or choosing assessment tasks that are informative and support future instructional decisions, as well as guide students' current and subsequent learning. Thus, you should be able to differentiate among various students and determine their unique needs. This means that tests or exercises or any mode of assessment used should be planned rather than an ad hoc. It should not just come spontaneous. It should be planned. Don't say today I feel like doing exercise, so anything that comes to your mind you do. No, you should plan that one as part of your lesson. You know when it's time for exercise, when it's time for test, so it should not be ad hoc. Okay. A student who misapplies, let's say, board mass, board mass or bed mass, B stands for brackets, bed mass or board mass, or also have paired mass, that's parenthesis first, then exponent, and so all these three are synonymous. The student who applies this needs a different kind of support compared to a student who make a mistake in simplifying expressions. Because if you are applying any of these three, either board mass or bed mass or paired mass, if you apply this one and somebody is just simplifying expressions, you see the support this student needs in applying one of these things is the operations is different from somebody who is simplifying expressions. So you should note as a teacher how to distinguish between various needs of students so that you provide them as such. The fourth one is, in order to support students effectively using their responses to tasks, there is a need for you as a teacher to listen attentively to what they say. Listening attentively to students talk can enable you provide appropriate feedback. In this regard, posing questions to students is a means for you to hear from them how they are interpreting what has been taught. So it is through student response that teachers can determine what they understood fully, aspirates that the students indicate full or partial understanding, and also the nature of their learning gaps. So listening to students attentively is very, very important. Don't say you are just making noise. No, every statement a student will make in class counts. It's very, very important. As a teacher, you listen to their talks so that based on that you will know what the understanding level, what they don't understand, and what to touch and what to go. It's very, very important. Okay, this ends the section 6 of Unit 6 and also the end of the entire course. In this course, we will look at important concepts in assessment in maths education, and I wish you use them as a teachers of mathematics. It will go a long way not to help you be a good teacher, but also to help the students, and together we are promoting mathematics education in Ghana and beyond. So the next section we look at few references and then we see bye. Okay, these are the few references we have over here, so the rest are in the course material.